Hello everybody, Cilantro here. Welcome back to Let's Play TerraFirmaCraft. I just got attacked by a bear before I had my recording stuff set up. Hopped on, and as soon as it went nighttime, he got angry. I didn't realize they would actually be aggressive if they, I guess must be at night, like spiders. Normally non-aggressive. Because I know before, when I killed that bear a while back, that he wasn't aggressive. He just actually didn't even fight back when I was killing him, poor thing. So that's today I learned. Also, I got one thing wrong about it. This is not meth. I mean, coal. Sorry, it's jet. Yeah, and I had to look this up. Apparently, there's of course no use for jet. Naturally, I get all excited about something. I mine up a bunch of it. Thankfully, I didn't mine up too much. I think the other clue should have come that it only stacked to 16, whereas coal, I believe, stacks to... Make sure I'm going the right direction. Yes, I am. Whereas coal stacks to 64. So that should have been my other clue. But I guess I can make some moxin. Is anybody else 90s kid? Anyway, yeah, hoping to make it home today. I'm actually not sure what I'm going to do today. Normally I like to come in with a game plan. I don't have a game plan. I'm just going to go for it. I am just going to go for it. I'm going to take the rest of this journey to think about what's going on, and we'll figure it out. Probably going to work on my house. At some point, I just need to choose a material. Ooh, there's a lot of lava down there. At some point, I'm just going to need to choose a material and just start building my roof and hope that it looks good. Hope that it ends up being one that looks decent. Ooh, land. Is this... looks just like a little bit of an island. Probably not my actual home base. But I could stock up on some seaweed if I wanted to. Meh. I've got enough hunger left in my belly, or lack of hunger left in my belly, whatever you want to call it. I got enough to survive until I get home. It's not a big deal. Though I do know now a better idea of how much I should take with me in terms of food, so I don't end up starving. Guys, I'm so excited. Whoa, a little bit of lag there. Yeah, must be generating chunks because my game is just getting all stupidly slow. Yeah, look at that. That's crazy. But I'm pretty excited because we have reads. Hooray. So anyway, I think I will just pop on home and we'll see you there. Okay, that was really weird. My boat just disappeared. Like, literally just disappeared. Not a second after. Do they just break now? Is that a TerraFirmaCraft thing? Or is that a vanilla Minecraft thing? Yeah, that was really weird. I didn't hear a sound. Nothing. It just straight up disappeared. I mean, I might as well take a quick look around this island, I suppose, while I'm here. That looks like, was it slate? It is indeed slate. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of, I mean, there's a reason I brought extra wood with me, just in case, but it just seems strange to me that that would happen. I mean, just gone. I just immediately dropped into the water. Huh. I better put my mace in my bar so I can deal with any of these skeletons. Got quite a bit of the nighttime yet to wait out here. Gotcha. Gotcha. I guess I can skirt around the coast. I should be able to largely do that safely. I think it'll be fine. Whoa, more of that lag. I did allocate a little bit more memory as well, because I was having some serious problems when I was doing a bunch of exploring where it was just like, you know, stuttering horribly. And I was thinking to myself, why does this problem seem so familiar? And then I remembered, like, way back in the day, especially, if you allocated more memory to Java, it would help out a little bit, which I've done. I only doubled it. I probably could put more if I really wanted to, but I'm not really super worried about it. Yeah, look at all that fire. I've run into so many burning forests in this, in my exploration in this playthrough so far. It's kind of crazy, actually, how many I've ran into. They've always fascinated me how many, you know, whenever you'd see a lava pool spawn at the very sort of top of the world. Obviously, world generation has changed with this, and probably also with vanilla Minecraft as well. I believe there's a lot of different blocks that I've never even seen before in vanilla. So once 1.9 comes out, I will probably either be streaming or YouTube LPing a series of vanilla, because vanilla is where my heart is. I always thought that vanilla Minecraft was a very well-crafted and balanced mod that had exactly what you needed to have a good experience. And I never felt that mods were really all that necessary. Though I am enjoying myself, of course, with this mod. Without question. Anyway, I guess I'll build another boat. And we will head on home as soon as the sun comes up. Should be a little while yet. And I will really see you there this time. Okay, now I'm starting to get concerned. I literally just had another boat completely disappear from under me. I really don't know what's going on. If it's a bug or a feature. I mean, if it just made a sound, it would be fine. Or if I was crashing into something, it would be fine. But literally, and I don't like using that word normally, but literally just disappeared. Well, at least we can check out what kind of trees we got here while we're out and about. These are chestnut, which we've already seen before, so not a really huge deal. I guess I can try to traverse some land as well, since it is just becoming daylight. We're not super far away from our base. I have been using F3 to navigate just for the sake of saving time. Okay, so I guess there's really not a whole lot of land here. I do know where we are. Roughly, our base is like that way-ish. I actually thought about installing some sort of a waypoint mod, because I know that those exist, to make things a little easier. I find myself, after having returned to Minecraft, I have a little bit less of a desire to make everything all super ultra hardcore all the time. Mostly because I've already gotten that experience out of the game. You know what I mean? Like, that's sort of, I don't want to say it's old hat, but it's not as critical to me for a fun experience with Minecraft to play things on the hardest difficulty. Actually, even to the point, I find myself, as I've gotten a little older, just in general, not really feeling the need to always prove myself with difficulty. I always assumed I would be a much more hardcore gamer as I got older, but I've actually found that I've kind of stepped away from that. I just don't find it necessary anymore. You know, I don't have anything to prove. I just want to enjoy the game. That being said, sometimes that does involve playing things on a harder difficulty. But it comes more in a tendency to want to challenge myself in various ways. And that's one of the reasons that I really love Europa Universalis 4. As I'm sure you guys have probably noticed from my channel recently. And that's, I can set my own challenge. I can choose how hard the game is going to be for me. And that's something that I really like. And it's hard to do in a game, to genuinely leave most of the challenge in the player's hands, to trust that the players are going to want a challenge and seek it out for themselves. Also, is it just me, or is this area of the ocean just look really bland? Oh, there we go. Finally some stuff. It just looks like there's a bunch of just nothing. Yeah, we've actually almost completely gotten into the correct Z coordinate. It's like 4,400 minus 10,000 is roughly where my base is. So we should very soon be running into familiar territory. Yeah, I don't know why I started recording again. I guess just to pontificate a little bit after all that sort of stuff happened. But yeah, playing on hard was always part of the core experience for me. And I have been playing on hard largely, but there are a few times where I just don't want to be bothered by mobs. So I just change it to peaceful. I don't really care. You can make fun of me if you want. But when I'm just, alt tabbing out back and forth doing some editing or whatever else, I just change it to peaceful. I don't even care. Which, even then, I'm pretty sure the peaceful difficulty isn't nearly as peaceful in TerraFirmaCraft as it is in vanilla Minecraft, because I noticed that my hunger will still depreciate down. I don't know if I can starve or not. I'm pretty sure if you play on peaceful in vanilla, at least this is how it used to be. Fairly certain. I believe that it actually will ensure that you won't die from starvation. But that's left to be said. I still insist that the original few versions of Minecraft were the best. This game blew my mind apart when it first came out. I got into it not immediately when it came out, but pretty soon after. It was like 1.2 alpha, I think, was when I put my hipster glasses on, and I had not had a gaming experience like this probably in 10 years at that point. I really hadn't had an experience that just took my breath away gaming wise. In a long time. And yeah, you can tell this is definitely territory that we've been to before because of all the snow. I think I'm just gonna crash this boat. I don't know exactly where I am, but I have a pretty good rough idea. Fairly certain even without really having to look. Yeah, I could just keep going this way and we'll hit home. Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious too. One of the reasons I'm kind of going on this little tirade here is I want to know your guys' experiences. Gaming for me has always been a very personal thing. And that's something that a lot of people who don't really... Actually, that's a little scary. A lot of people who don't get into games as much as others probably don't really appreciate. And it also kind of makes me think of all of the things that I sort of take for granted that people like that I don't really appreciate. Like, for example, sports. Like, sports have always been a completely impersonal, uninteresting thing to me. I don't care about sports, and I can't really identify with people. Sorry, I can't identify with the idea that people like sports. Like, it made me sound like horrible. I can't really identify with people that like sports. No, I can't really identify with the idea of getting invested into sports. Competitions, yes, especially video game competitions. Esports, as it were. Like, I watch the Evo fighting game tournament every summer. I love it. It's awesome. Okay, I know exactly where I am. I need to go this way. My base is right there. So that, that's something that I can get behind, but I guess actually until very recently, it never really occurred to me that people personally can become very invested in sports teams and all that. I mean, I knew, I'm not like that, I'm not clueless, but it never really sunk in that people could have that level of investment. Looks like we have some oranges, nice, into sports and sports teams. My dad's a huge Cleveland Browns fan. He always has been. And there's, on some level, some sort of personal investment. And I guess the point I'm trying to make is that gaming for me has always been a very personal thing. That I seek out and play games that I personally identify with on some level. And I feel like I've gotten a new appreciation recently for the other things that people get into that I'm not interested in. And how they may have literally a personal connection with those forms of media or forms of whatever, anything. They've also said, I believe, that the lack of empathy towards others is a good sign of a psychopath. Also, that psychopaths can't smell. Usually have a very diminished sense of smell, which I do. So, hooray, maybe I'm a psychopath. Hooray. Always fun. The random things you talk about when you're doing stuff in an LP. Psychopath does not imply killer, by the way. Or does it? Dun, dun, dun. That is not the direction I wanted to place those. Can you tell I woke up in a really weird mood today? Just a really weird mood. I don't know. That's how things go. Anyway, let me get my inventory sorted out, and we'll try to do something actually productive instead of just rambling about nonsense today. So I was just doing a little bit of digging, and it turns out, and of course this should make sense, but just in case I had to verify it, or at least try to verify it. But it turns out that whenever you are storing something, depending on what it's in, obviously. Oh, I need to change that into dough. One moment. Whenever you are storing something, like for example, where did my bucket go, actually? I don't know where my bucket is. Food of whatever kind. Whenever you're storing food of whatever kind. I thought I usually kept my bucket there. I might just make another bucket. Screw it. Can I have more? It's fine. That gives it a storage modifier to its preservation, which is good. But that's it. Like you get a storage modifier. You either get a storage modifier or you don't. So I can, and a barrel obviously counts as a storage modifier. So I can, and hopefully this will still be enough heat. Let me just throw a second log on, I suppose. I'm out of, I want to make some sandwiches. I'm out of bread. So my food downstairs that I've been storing inside of the ceramic vessels, and I've recently switched over to a barrel, I can now take them out of the ceramic vessels and just throw them in the barrel straight, which works better for me because otherwise it's just this huge mess of fiddly micromanagement that I am just really getting tired of. So that'll help me out quite a bit. Oh my god, please tell me. Okay, so I just barely don't have enough heat to actually cook it. So let's throw another log in the fire. That's my own fault. Darn it. That's not a big deal. Okay, so I'm still at the point where I'm not really getting a ton of information from this. But I think actually while I'm here, I'm going to cook some more of my food. I was almost going to wait until I got a grill. Because a grill makes things a little easier. It allows you to cook a bunch of different things, but unfortunately a grill needs iron. And I just don't have iron. Not yet. This winter I'm hoping to finish building my house, and then once my house and my workshop are more or less done, I'm going to really start trying to progress technologically again. Get my sandwich ingredients out here, as our inventory is a complete mess. Wrong one. There we go. We are really hungry. And we have a lot of stuff to actually put away, too. Set this down for now. Time to make a sandwich. Let's see here. I just kind of want an even distribution. So we'll do that, soybeans, and fish. Make a sandwich. Whew! That hunger out of there. And that'll work. Cut the decay off of all those in a little bit here. So yeah, I'm going to go start working on that. I'm going to start working on getting all of my food rearranged and start cooking it. Because I'm pretty sure you can cook anything, even fruit, which seems a little weird. Like I'm just going to have some baked olives. Sounds nutritious. So I'm going to go do that. I'll be back. Oh, and while we're at it, I'm going to plant my reeds. I obviously don't want to plant all of them just in case something bad happens, but you might as well plant a bunch. With it getting colder, I'm pretty sure they're not going to grow very quickly, if at all. So I'm going to have to keep a good close eye on them, because I believe that if a crop if it's too cold, it'll actually get destroyed. Like not like destroyed, but you know, world destroyed. It pops off. So yeah, I guess I could make some feathers now if I wanted to. I might end up trying to find some pheasants and bring them back here and just pluck them every once in a while to have a nice constant supply of those, because I haven't run any chickens yet. Unless pheasants replace chickens. I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure you can still find chickens. I seem to recall hearing about eggs and all that sort of nonsense. Trying to find a couple places to drop off some tools and whatnot. Some of these tools I will eventually be likely storing in certain locations. I do have let's just do this for now. I'll just store all these tools here for now. That way I have plenty of inventory space. I do need knives, so I'll hang on to that. Probably going to burn through a couple of them, actually. As you use knives to cut off the decay of food. Can you put a bow on a tool rack? I can. Cool. Well, that works. Yeah, good enough. Good enough. Let's go do some cooking. Yeah, I believe I said this before, too. In the future, for any future food, I'm going to probably harvest and then brine all of the food that I get in the near future. And that way it'll preserve it even better. And that'll hopefully come around, especially if my cooking here proves fruitful, in terms of how much experience it gives me. The that'll hopefully come around the time that I am learning my flavor profile. I don't know if you guys recall me mentioning that whole flavor profile thing. Once I've learned that, then I'll know exactly what types of fruit, or I can start learning what types of fruit I actually prefer. And that will help me greatly in terms of how much time it takes to actually get the right nutrients and keep myself satisfied. Wish it was a little easier, but that's the game we play. So we'll just make 2 knives. Glad I napped those a while back. I knew they'd come in handy eventually. Bam! Cut all that decay off and merge everything, please. Thank you. And we'll do the same here. Cut the decay, merge. Bam! Cut the decay. Whoop, merge. And one last container of olives. So glad that they have these shortcuts. This would be a significantly more time-consuming process if they did not. Some of these tiny little bits of fruit I should probably be using for sandwiches. Mostly just to consolidate my inventory a little bit. And one last one there. Okay, cool. So I'm pretty sure I can cook these. Fairly certain about that. And if we can, then we've got a lot of cooking ahead of us. Actually, can I cook in a forge? I could try. It seems a little weird. But I suppose it would be better. It would be faster to cook in a forge. Let's try it. What the heck? We're here, right? We might as well. Give me my fighter starter. And some coal. And I don't want to cook any sand at the same time. Do that. And let's see here. Let's cook some. Well, let's just try something we're not going to be sad about if it just gets destroyed. Okay, it won't even let us put it in there, so. Can't cook in a forge. Darn. I really thought I could, guys. That would have been nice, though. Either that or I just can't cook fruit, which I'll find out here in a minute once I come over here. The fruit itself is probably better served largely... Okay, so I can... Well, at least I can put it in here. Probably better served largely being used for making alcohol and otherwise making vinegar so I can preserve things. But like I said, I will worry about all that later. Right now, I'm actually mostly not even cooking really to preserve things, honestly. At this point, I'm cooking largely because I want to... Dang it. I knew it was going to happen. Just knew it was going to happen. I'm cooking largely because I want to level my cooking skill for future use. Like that's more important to me. I'm wondering if the cooking skill as well is based on the number of the total weight of food that you cook rather than the amount of food items that you cook, if that makes any sense. I'm honestly not certain about that. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, it looks like we can... nothing like some cooked blackberries. It just seems so weird that you can cook this stuff. I may actually be better off cooking larger clumps of the stuff, because it may take a little bit less time. But yeah, we'll get this all figured out, and I'll be right back. So yeah, I was taking a look at this here, and yeah, I only actually have to take it to the very light stage to actually have cooked it, which is kind of nice. So I'm gonna cook some... God, it's so weird. Why would you ever... Ugh. Well, first of all, why would you ever eat raw lemon, and then why would you cook and eat cooked lemon? I don't even know. I'm not even certain. But anyway, I guess I did look this up a little bit, and the only thing, there's a few things that can happen here. So taking each of these foods to different stages of doneness, affects the flavor, not necessarily anything else, which is kind of nice. And I don't believe it gives you any extra skill ups, so I'm probably just going to take it to the first little level of skill. Nothing like hot fruit. It just seems so nasty. So there's that. And then secondly, well, obviously the cooked food actually itself does indeed help with the preservation. But apparently the fuel that you use as well dictates how things taste. So like charcoal or coal may provide a different flavor. Cedar and all the different types of logs may provide a different flavor profile. It's pretty deep, actually. Where's my cooking skill? Novice. So it didn't really seem to go up all that much. And I'm not sure if it's... Again, I'm not sure if it's like number of items that you cook or if it is weight of items that you cook. I'm not really certain about that. So I'm going to keep messing around with this, but that's unfortunately all the time I have for this episode. I didn't really do a whole lot. I'm sorry, guys. I just got into a really rambly mood. It's all right to have filler episodes every once in a while, I suppose. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.